Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
It's the After the Show podcast, precious.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the After the Show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get your skate every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Hello, welcome to the Thursday After the Show podcast. Good to be here. Virginia's back with us from New Orleans.
I'm back from Mardi Gras.
We got our Weotch back in town.
Yep. Flew the broom in late last night.
Yep. She was talking about on the regular show all the dicks she saw while she was there.
I couldn't believe it.
I kind of can't believe it either. If you would have said that was 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, but now guys are just whipping out their dicks.
I think it was just because it was so early in the day. I mean, I've seen D before on Bourbon Street, but it's usually nighttime, and there's usually girls that are egging it on.
Because didn't she make it sound like she's walking down the street and guys
Dicks
were just
everywhere.
whipping out their dicks?
Yeah.
Look at my
everywhere.
dick. That's what you kind of made it sound like.
It wasn't that bad, but, I mean, I saw several packs.
Okay, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Just packs of it.
I can only imagine how dirty that street is right now. After Mardi Gras. I mean, I remember I saw it in the daytime, and it wasn't even Mardi Gras, and it was sickening. There was a green liquid coming down the street.
Looks like ectoplasm.
The worst thing happened. So we had Rocco in the stroller, and, you know, Rocco's in the stroller, and then all the girls wanted to take a cute picture with their cute little outfits, but everybody had on a little jacket. So they all took their jackets off, and they put their jackets on top of Rocco on the stroller, and then Magnolia put her phone right there. Well, Rocco didn't like that everybody had piled the jackets on him, so he got a little pissy.
Okay.
And kind of kicked the jackets, and the phone goes tumbling into a Bourbon Street puddle.
He kicked it into a puddle?
The phone fell into a puddle of
That's tough.
Bourbon Street sludge.
Let's get that kid on a football field.
Wow.
I wanted to throw the phone away, but
Was the phone still operational?
it was
after that?
operational, but you couldn't hear like out of the speaker because it had like all sludge in it.
Oh, and
That's
Bourbon Street
Bourbon
sludge.
Street sludge.
And now your phone's got herpes.
No, at minimum,
They put antibacterial on it, but can you really, I mean,
that ain't gonna beat bourbon. I saw what bourbon had to offer. My gosh.
it's next level.
On the regular show today, we're doing a raise your hand poll. The one question and the one prude who would not kiss the person they love right after they vomited was me. That's just gross. I'd be like, no, I love you and all, but no.
I mean, I've done that with
Nah.
an ex.
Nah.
Where they've thrown up and we've kissed after.
Nah.
It's not ideal.
Nah, you need gum. You need something. I would recommend a good brush and then some gum.
Kevin
then
would
some
make them
mouthwash.
brush and then wait 12 hours.
Nah, yeah, I feel like time lapse really is your best friend. All that work and then a little time lapse just to let the, whatever it is, the bacteria.
Go eat a meal and call me later.
Right, yeah, let's kind of get to a different place. Yeah, there's no need to make out right now. We don't need to rush that.
Because you don't look attractive. And if
Nah.
that's what you're going for here, it's not
We don't need to
happening.
rush this. There's no rush in this.
You're right. Some people, when they puke, they age about 10 years for an hour after they throw up.
I can't believe I was the only one who said, nah, I'm good. I was the only one. I was the lone holdout. So I'm definitely in the minority on that on the show. The other one we had was, have you ever hooked up on a vacation and never saw the person again? Yeah, I would, I put mine on that. Now, the vacation, would you consider it was, because when I lived in Fresno and I went to L.A. for the weekend. I would go to L.A. or San Fran a lot, but it still was 3 hours.
Yeah, that totally counts.
Yeah, so it'd be like going to Orlando, hooking up with somebody, and then you never saw them again.
Absolutely counts.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, so that's mine.
Okay.
What happened?
Yeah.
Give us the deets.
It was just a girl. When I was swinging through one weekend before, she worked at, she was a waitress at the Bombay Bicycle Club, and she was like, hey, if you're ever in town, hit me up. And it's like, cool. And she lived like a block and a half from the Chinese theater there in Hollywood. And,
Did she give you a ride on her bicycle club?
pretty much, yeah. Yeah. It was kind
Yeah.
And so that was it. But then we didn't communicate after that. That was pretty much all there was. So it was kind of a crazy one of them chaotic weekends.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that would be mine. Jay Bird, what was yours?
We were done finally at the summer. We were done with our baseball camp. So a group of us went down to Key West, and there was some girls there were sisters actually down at the pool area. And everyone was trying to hit on them, and I was kind of minding my own business. In fact, that was the weekend I went down and wore youth catcher's gear the entire trip down in Key West. So I never took it off. And at that point in the day, I, for some reason, put a doll, like some kind of Key West doll underneath my chest protector. So I was looking all kind of weird. Yeah. And for whatever reason, she was digging my goofy act. Yeah. And we ended up hooking up.
Wow.
We didn't have sex.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't want all the details.
We know what you did.
What did I? You don't know nothing.
Was she in the catcher's position?
At one point, yes.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I got a visual of what was going on. You're wearing the gear, but she's in the position. Yeah.
You do know.
We know your moves.
Yeah, that was it. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
We hooked up, but it wasn't like full gorilla.
That's what I thought. Who else was raising her hand on that?
I think
one?
it was Denny's.
Okay. All right, Denny's got one.
Vacation stud.
He in there, he don't want to talk.
Vacation vag.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's the.
No, it wasn't butt play. People think it was butt play. No, it was nothing like that. Now I have to say what it is because people. Hey, you know what? Let them think what they want to think.
Everyone think butt play.
It's not. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, we got this email about the Raise Your Hand poll. Kevin asked the question, would you kiss your mate after she vomited? Would you kiss your mate after they went down on you? I know some people, it freaks them out. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
got no
probably.
issue.
Yeah, probably. I do have issue with it, but I probably would.
I don't want it like right after.
Yeah,
but I mean after. I mean
again,
minutes away. Yeah,
I believe in mints and gum. I'd probably prefer that. I'd probably prefer a good toothbrushing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that's always preferred in any scenario.
Yeah, I can't say that I wouldn't, but it's not ideal.
Agreed.
But all right.
If you could write this script, that would be excluded.
Yeah, and then you know what usually happens is you're caught up with, hormones are running wild and you're probably a little bit tipsy on top of it. And so your standards are lower than normal and you're going to do some things that
Next thing you know, you're butt playing. Right, Bird? Oh, Bird knows.
Okay.
I swear the Key West thing was not butt play, but the more I deny, whatever.
He went down south in Key West.
No, well, I technically... Okay, fine. I fingered her. Is that what you want me to say?
You got it.
You fingered her butthole?
No, just the regular... Gosh, this is making me feel uncomfortable.
Which part?
Imagine how she felt.
It was not the butt, though. Come on, my God. On the first night? You broke me.
You got it.
You broke the witness.
Yeah.
Well, I love that the chat room started it.
You knew what you're doing.
But, I mean, the chat room threw it out there.
They did.
That's good stuff.
Good job, Jen, in the chat room.
Kind of get this. This is, I think, very relatable. It's a meme. I don't know that you'll be able to see it. I'll describe it. It's a SpongeBob meme that's going around, and he's standing there looking up, kind of underwhelmed, but there's this like big demonic monster that is over him, and the meme has the big demonstrative monster as the coronavirus, and then you can see SpongeBob's expression as very underwhelmed, and it says the caption, "Me living through the bird flu, swine flu, measles, Ebola, Y2K 2012, Justin Bieber." So, yeah, it's just, I think a lot of people kind of feel that there's so much on the coronavirus that you're like, okay, gosh, there's a lot of stuff that gets a lot of hype. All right, it's, tell me when to panic.
Right, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of the panic that's going on now is for ratings and for hits and clicks and all that. But really, will somebody just break it down and say, you know what? I don't know why the news is leading with this story every night, because it's not going to be that impactful on most people's lives.
It's panic foreplay is what they're doing.
It is. It is panic foreplay.
And it doesn't, and as I'm reading, it's not like it's a death sentence. I mean, it's not like it's taken out a lot of people. Like, if you're young, viral, got your health about you, that you are going to pretty much be okay. Even if you got the coronavirus, it'd be inconvenient for a couple days.
It was a big topic we talked about last night on Weird and Whatever. Just, is the media doing all this shit to get clicks and ratings like you're talking about? Or, is what they're saying legit true? Are they high?
How bad is it?
Yeah, are they really not telling us all the details? I know that has been something.
The problem I have with the media is they crossed over from really having the public's interest at heart, first and foremost, into we're doing it for ratings and for advertising dollars. And the sensationalism is what happens. And that's where everything got out of whack with the media, because you don't trust it. Everything that we're saying right here is our distrust of the media, and you don't know what to believe.
Well, I just kind of feel like a lot when it comes to the media, and it's fine if you let people know up front. I'm totally cool with opinion pieces, but don't take opinion or your liberty with that and make that to be actual news. I want news to be one thing, and I want opinion to be other. Both are perfectly fine.
Well, they get instantaneous ratings pretty much anymore, and so if they see that, hey, the coronavirus story is getting us a lot of reaction, keep putting it on. So when you keep seeing it on, then you're like thinking, oh my gosh, this has to be a very serious, very important, and this has got to be, there's got to be something to this, because in a sense, even though I'm in the media, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking they're programming based on how serious something is. And you forget, no, they're programming based on how many people are going to watch it.
Ratings. Remy said it in the chat room. Do people tune in for doom and gloom? They do.
Yeah, and that's it. So, what does it really mean? So for me, I look up and I see it, and I'm very dismissive of it. Because it's like going, okay, I'm always already very germ conscious, and I'm going to take my necessary precautions and what I need to do to avoid any kind of flu. In fact, honestly, I'm more worried about the regular flu than I am about this coronavirus.
He's smug about the coronavirus.
I am smug about it. Yeah.
But what you just said was on half of the comments we had last night was, I am more concerned about the regular flu than this corona shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know anybody who's passed away from the coronavirus, but I have a girlfriend who lost her son from the flu, regular flu.
Yeah, right.
Perfectly healthy kid died from the flu.
And I feel like when we call it the corones, we take away its power a little bit. The fucking corones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
You both said no.
No idea what you're talking about. They do say, and this is great advertising for Lysol, it's known to kill the human coronavirus.
Can we just spray the people that have it?
Yeah, just douse them down. Yeah. And Lysol's now been labeling their products for treatment of coronavirus. And they've even updated their website to reflect its effectiveness. That's what I'm hearing is really the best thing, because one thing we had when we were doing our Corona Factor Fiction was, okay, those surgical masks, how effective are they? And the big thing I'm hearing is your regular hand washing, disinfecting, using Lysol and things like that, spraying things down is your best way to really combat it. These silly masks and whether or not facial hair does it. Earlier we got a text, nurse here, beards affect respiratory masks, not surgical masks. So there's all these like little things that are going on that are, countering each other even in the media. And you're like, I don't know what to believe. But why are you even fucking worried about whether you got a beard in the coronavirus? Just be using your Lysol, washing your hands, doing the regular, and then freaking pack it up. It's good. I feel completely fine about coronavirus just with those things.
Damn, he is so smug with the corona.
Yeah, I am. It'll probably kill me. Now, that would be the odd thing. You guys will play this bag dick going, man, listen to what a smug dick, and it killed him.
Oh,
the Corones.
Yeah.
The Corones is listening.
Good.
And it's taking notes.
Bring it.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
You hearing that, Corona?
Yeah.
Now we are calling it the Corones.
Yeah. We were talking the other day about the monkey herpes, and we got to worry about that. There's a tribe of monkeys with herpes, Herp B, I believe it is.
In Florida, Virginia.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Somebody said a lesson in monkey herpes. Shed a little light on the monkey's herpes story about this. The pictures they have are marmosets, tamarins, owl monkeys, highly susceptible to any human or primate that is a carrier of the herpes simplex virus. It has a mortality rate of about 95% inside of 3 to 5 days of becoming symptomatic. The chances of humans getting sick from the macaques in Florida are minimal.
The macaques. Oh, my gosh.
You can definitely get herpes from macaque.
Did you get herpes from macaque?
That's a lot of times how y'all get it.
Are they messing with us? Seriously.
Macaquees. How else you pronounce that?
Oh, macaque.
Macaque.
So macaques?
Yeah, like you're from up north.
Macaques has got herpes B, y'all.
It sounds like you're saying, macaque from up north.
Yeah, so they say that the old world monkeys and humans can spread disease to each other. I don't even know.
Well, I'm certainly glad they closed that monkey club that used to be on Clematis. The fucking monkeys would be running wild with the herpes up in there.
So what does that mean if a herpes, let's say a monkey herpes jumped on Virginia, or a monkey with herpes.
Do I have to make out with the monkey, or can he just like give it to me from hanging out?
Does she get them on her privates? Does it not manifest that
humans
way?
getting sick from macaque is minimal. So I guess you don't have a great chance of getting the monkey's herpes B.
Yeah, because I'm really not going to be looking to make out or have any kind of sex with a monkey.
That's what if the monkey bit your shoulder, do you get it? Do you get the macaque in your shoulder?
The shoulder herpes.
Yeah.
They say here that I've held macaque in my hand, and the likelihood of catching a disease from a primate is very remote, but yes, there's a 1 in a million chance. So even if you got macaque in your hand, that apparently you have a slim chance only of contracting the herpes B's from it. Yeah, we've owned primates for almost 15 years.
It'd be tough, man.
Yeah.
You go to the doctor and that's what you find out you have. Monkey herpes.
Well, because then you're like, all right, what have you been doing with monkeys?
Well, it just makes you look
guilty of
very
monkey fucking.
Yes, it does.
That's not good for anybody.
No, poor monkeys.
Now, poor me. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I guess you're right.
Whoever's the aggressor.
Who gets it worse? I don't know. I'd say
we don't feel
I'd
bad.
say poor me.
You're right.
We don't feel bad for the aggressor.
I feel worse for me than I do the monkey.
I need more details about how this whole thing goes down.
These are crazy. I don't want to deal with that. Let me see. High school scandals. Alexandria has a pretty good one. In fact, her high school scandal even made it onto Springer. They had one. It was in the early 90s. The KKK had stormed the school to defend a white kid because his parents were friends with a high wizard at the time, and it set off a media frenzy. Jerry Springer did an episode from our auditorium about it.
What?
Dang.
The KKK took over in a school?
They came. Who knows what happened? I don't know what they were doing.
Oh, my gosh. That's horrifying.
Oddly enough, I feel like I remember that episode. I feel like I remember.
In an auditorium of a school?
Yeah, I don't know why.
There's one where they're in.
I have an odd visual of Springer and KKK in my mind.
Are you thinking Geraldo? Because Geraldo's the one. Because that was the big famous one where Geraldo got hit by a chair.
In the face.
Yeah, his nose got busted.
Yeah.
That wasn't Jerry Springer. Same vibe, but different dude.
Yeah, they've got one, the KKK family from 2015. But, yeah, this would have been back in the 90s. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's out there.
Did you watch Geraldo back in the day, the talk show?
Sporadically.
Because I think my mom watched it. So as a kid, I just watched, that was a crazy show.
I think we were in school while it was on.
What the show was I watching that for then?
I don't know. Were you skipping out?
Probably.
Yeah. So anyway, that was one. Another scandal here was when I started school there in 2004. We had a coach that was engaged to one of the teachers, and he cheated on her with another teacher, and his fiance vandalized both their cars at school. She was arrested and fired.
That's juicy.
That's good.
He was also sleeping with a girl on my tennis squad. We had a female teacher that was working on a topless charter boat on the weekends, and she was fired for it. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
And then tried to sue the school for wrongful termination, and then went on the Tyra Banks show to defend herself.
We brought that girl in here.
Yeah,
I remember.
We had her on several times. We had a student that was dating our male tennis coach, and on the day of graduation, right after she got off the stage, she updated her Facebook and MySpace status to being in a relationship with him. Wow.
Oh, boy.
We had a substitute male science teacher that was soliciting young girls for sex, and that came out a few years after I graduated. And yes, this was a Port St. Lucie school, LOL. Wow.
Busy.
That pizzle, they got some stuff going on there. Got Melissa from Port St. Lucie saying we've had a lot of health issues in our family recently, and I missed portions of the show. I'm not sure if it's been addressed or not. Just wondering what Virginia's views are on the Hard Rock building collapse in New Orleans. I was unaware until I watched a video from Ruby Garcia on Instagram. Crazy that they just removed one of the dead bodies trapped in the building after 4 months. One is covered with a tarp and was visible from the street for quite some time. She even went as far to explain how spiritual it is over there when it comes to the dead. She believes some of the recent Mardi Gras injuries and deaths could possibly have happened because of the lack of respect for the bodies in the building. I'm not super familiar with New Orleans. Just curious what Virginia thinks about all this.
So the Hard Rock has been sitting there all messed up. They were building the Hard Rock Casino and Hotel right there just off of Canal Street, pretty much in a very good area. And during construction, they didn't lay the cement right, and the thing started collapsing while there were people on it, working on it. And so, like, multiple people got trapped, and the bodies were still there. I heard there were still 2 bodies there when I was there for Mardi Gras, and we walked by it. I saw it. The street's blocked off. You can't walk like right under it or by it, but you can see it from Canal Street for sure. There were several Mardi Gras deaths this year.
Yeah, I saw 2 at least taken out by floats, right?
2 got taken out by floats, and I know some inside information. Ooh. One of the guys was pushed.
Really?
He was, I'd probably say, maybe in his late 50s, early 60s.
Wow.
Yeah, black gentleman enjoying the parade with his friends and family.
What?
And he got into some sort of a altercation with another man that was there in his group and was pushed and then went under the float, and the float rolled over him.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a murder,
the other
right?
one, that's a murder.
Yeah.
Right, but right now, nobody's talking. Nobody in the group is talking to police about what happened, but this comes from an inside source that was at the parade and saw, like,
okay,
they had to get everybody off the float. They had to make it a crime scene. Like, it's a whole thing at that point.
That's crazy.
And then the other one happened. So they have these super crews, these big, huge super crews. And what they do now is they have float after float that are kind of tied together with, like a hitch holds them together, but it's like kind of 3 floats in one.
Okay.
And it's super impressive and super cool to watch.
Yeah.
But I guess this lady thought that she could, like, go in between the 2 super floats. And there's not much room. I mean, there's maybe like 3.5 feet between the 2 floats.
Right.
So she tried to run in between the 2 floats and jump over the hitch, and she fell, and the float rolled her over.
Damn.
But that's on you. If you're trying to go in between floats and you're jumping that way and you've been drinking, I mean, that one's on you.
Wow.
The other one, if you were pushed and then the float rolled over you, I mean, that's murder. And then 2 other people fell off a float. Riders fell off, and they didn't die, but they were injured seriously when they fell off their head and landed on their heads.
But when you consider what is going on with Mardi Gras on Bourbon Street and how many drunks and all that stuff, it's a wonder, like, there's not more mayhem.
Yeah, I think one person got shot on Mardi Gras Day. It was a kid. That sucks.
Okay.
Kind of by where I parked my car.
Kid?
Yeah.
How old when you say kid?
I think it was like a 9-year-old kid.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. So what's other kind of uplifting shit you want to bring us down with?
You're always telling this is a great family event.
My gosh. I'm over here.
Your kids may or may not get shot, but it's great for the family.
I'm over here in fucking tears.
People are just dying. Pushed off floats. Kids are getting shot.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the weekend, everybody.
There was a lot of happy.
Woo-hoo.
That was not a great moment for New Orleans travel and tourism.
Oh, my gosh.
Casinos collapsing, dead bodies just laying out for 4 months.
Shit. Do we have beer?
Wow. We got an email here from Fernando. And he says, dreaming of Virginia.
The what?
Dreaming
Oh,
of
dreaming.
of Virginia.
Okay.
All right, Mama.
Hold up.
Fernando says, the other night I had a dream. Let me start by saying that I find V to be very attractive as a woman, even though she is not my type.
She's too loud.
She gets on my nerves,
She's always drunk,
and many times I'd like to kill her.
but not the night I dreamt of her.
But the other night, as I was listening to the ATS and soon drifted off to sleep, I started dreaming.
Did Count Dracula write you in?
Yes. In my dreams, I was in a festival where I met Virginia. She was old as she is now, very old, but not married nor had kids. We started to talk, drink, and we were having a good time. One thing led to another, and we ended up in my house having passionate sex. I mean, it was hot, sweaty, rough, and nasty sex. I will not get into details of our encounter, but we did everything you can imagine, and I know your imagination is dirty just like mine. We did things that she has said on the air and she is not into. We went at it all night long, and when I woke up, I was horny as fuck. And I had the biggest hard-on that I've ever had.
This guy's a real Shakespeare.
The good thing was that I was not alone. My partner was still in bed. He was surprised and happy, and wondered what got into me. I did not dare tell that Virginia was the reason. Fernando. Okay.
So wait, is Fernando normally into dudes? And he had a
Sounds like
dream
it because
about-
his partner was surprised, and
Wow.
Fernando was having a straight dream about you.
Did I turn Fernando?
In his dream,
Well,
he
you-
went straight.
You made him horny AF at minimum.
Okay.
At mins,
Yeah.
he's horny AF.
I'll take it.
Fascinating. That's interesting.
The dream is a weird place, man. You do and say things, and you're in situations, and you're just like, what the
I would like to
hell?
know, is it often if someone is gay to have a dream where they're having sex with someone who is straight, with someone of the opposite sex? Because I don't think I've ever had a dream where I'm having sex with the same sex.
I only had one, and I told y'all about it, and it was
Yeah.
about power. Me and my brother were imprisoned
Yeah.
at in this cell in another country.
You guys swapped off, right?
And these guards made us do things to each other, and I woke up like,
Yeah.
shower. It made me feel real weird, man.
Yeah.
And I don't want to bang my brother, so don't email me about me.
Why were you smiling in your dream then?
They made me smile.
Your brother made you smile.
No, it was weird. It was so just, I can still see the cell now, Virginia.
Dang.
It's about power.
This is a question from the Virginia Witch and the Bitch podcast. Maybe I missed her. Did you answer? Did Virginia and Panda ever explore the back door?
I can answer that for them.
Yeah, that's a no.
That's a fuck no.
The back door is padlocked shut, Virginia.
I don't know if I've bolted her, but probably not.
If Panda were, hello, anybody home?
She's not saying the door's locked completely. She may look out the window.
Yeah. There's,
I just don't think that'd be fun.
okay.
It was a major theme on the Witch and the Bitch podcast.
There's no doggy door on that thing?
Definitely not. Not a drawstring.
But she's saying that thing's not bolted up quite yet.
Okay.
That thing.
Good to know. Cesar said, Jaybird, yesterday you're talking about trying to gain more followers on your Twitter. You posted this tweet to get your followers to discuss. It says, you can't spell pizza without I, and I want a pizza right now, friends. Discuss. And he said that followers like myself, big fans of you, and I'm sure I can speak for others, when we want to have interaction with you, but you're not getting involved with the conversation. I'm sure if people who don't follow you knew you interacted with your followers on a regular basis, that you gain more followers. Just my thought on why you have plateaued in your numbers.
Oh, that's a good idea. I usually thought that if you do too much Twitter, that's annoying. But okay, interaction more.
Yeah, right on that thread, you can, without retweeting and all that, you can kind of just hit the balloon thing and just kind of add a comment to it, and then it's an ongoing thread, and you're kind of in the discussion.
I'll interact at Jason Bigfoot on Twitter. Let's fuck it up. Mm-hmm. But then there'll be a fight. Virginia will get involved.
It'll be the butt emoji because they know that's what you like to get in.
Butt emoji my Twitter feed up. I don't give a shit. Hey, a follower's a follower.
Mm-hmm. If somebody texts in and thinks that Fernando, his dream about Virginia, Fernando, the gay man we believe, is because he believes Virginia's a Cajun man.
That has been widely reported.
There's some rumors
that's
going
what it
on.
was. So maybe he's being wildly dicked by the Cajun man.
The people who don't watch KVJ TV or checked out pictures are surprised. Like, oh, she's a woman.
What?
I thought it was a Cajun dude.
How?
He's all pissed.
Mm-hmm. Victoria sent an email, said, I'm planning a trip to Cedar Point this summer. We're actually going to Chicago first to see the Cubs and hang out in the city, and then driving to Cedar Point. We'll be there for 4 days, but I only have tickets to the park for 1. Do you have any suggestions on things to do or places to hang out in that area? I don't know anything about that area. We're wannabe foodies and love craft beer and just chillin'. Any ideas would be great. I've been around those areas. I'm not an expert on those areas. If you're going to a Cubs game, right around Wrigleyville, there is a street that is right when you go to where the front entrance is, and it has that sign, "Welcome to Wrigley." It's a big red sign. You're facing the Cubby Bear on the opposite side of the street, and if you go down that street, they've got batting cages in the bar right next to the Cubby Bear, and then you go down a little bit, they have an amazing bar. It's got a retractable roof, and it's glass, and I went and hung out there, and they've got an outdoor-indoor kind of bar, and it's got like fountains and just a really cool vibe. I got really hammered last time I went to Chicago. And
me too.
Yeah. You did.
I haven't been back.
It was fun. That whole area was great. So if you're doing a Cubs game, which you should if you go to Chicago, especially that time of year, I'd spend an afternoon all around Wrigleyville. That is a very good time. They got a lot of really nice rooftop bars. That's one thing I love about Chicago. If you go down to around the Michigan Avenue, in fact, they have a building right on the other side of the bridge that you always see. They always do television cuts, and you can see the river, Chicago River running there.
You love that.
I love that area. Yes,
Yeah,
there's a bunch of great bars and restaurants right in that area.
It was a nightmare for me.
Yeah.
So many tall buildings.
It just was a nightmare.
Chicago is a big skyscraper city.
I think they booked me on the 119th floor. I mean, it just was.
Yeah, a lot of, next to Manhattan, I think Chicago probably has the most. I think Miami's catching up. Miami's doing pretty well with their skyscrapers. But yeah,
Bird loves Miami too.
One of the most, yeah.
I like parts of Miami. I don't love the downtown. If you get a couple drinks in me, I'll be fine. But to go downtown Miami, stone cold sober, not my cup of soda.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I would say that area, the Michigan Avenue, the food is fantastic. Portillo's is a place that we go. Really good sandwiches. And Lincoln Park area is preppy, nice. It's kind of a cool area. Cedar Point, I've only been there one time, but Ohio is known. They've got 2 theme parks, Cedar Point and Kings Island, that could probably even for coasters rival what you see in Orlando. The Ohio is kind of like known. I know growing up in the 80s especially, the roller coasters there are pretty impressive. So that's kind of cool. But Cedar Point, I believe, is west of Cleveland. It's not necessarily close. I think it's about 45 minutes to an hour away. So I don't know if you want to go all the way to Cleveland, depending upon what you're doing there, if you're just doing Cedar Point. If you're just doing Cedar Point, you just go to the park and get away. But Cleveland's got cool area around the downtown. They got some bars. I went there for a Browns game, and they got the stadium. You could see a Cavs game. You could go see an Indians game, depending upon when you go. I assume you'll be there with the Cubs. So that area's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's downtown too. So there you go. That's my mild suggestions for your trip, not being a travel agent. And another email, Mona from West Palm. She is wondering about an argument she had with a coworker because I told her I prefer to get advice about marriage and kids from somebody who is married and has kids. I'm married with 2 kids, and she's unmarried with no kids, but is heavily involved with her nieces and nephews, and was so offended when I made this comment that she was driven to tears. I refuse to take back what I said. Am I wrong?
What did you say? What
Yeah,
did she
what'd
say?
you
She just said
say?
that she prefers to get her advice from people that are married and have kids. And so she's, this person is unmarried and doesn't have kids, but she has nieces and nephews. And apparently she was so offended to the point of tears for that.
The one that's crying needs to kind of just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's your own preference,
What do you think, Virginia?
I don't know. I mean, for you to say to somebody, I prefer to get my advice from someone who has kids and is married. I mean, that is kind of...
I wouldn't have said
That's a
it.
snotty thing to say to somebody.
People say it to me all the time.
Well, I like it when they say it to you because it gets you all fired up.
It really doesn't. Because, I mean, they know nothing.
But it's a snotty thing to say. If you're not trying to get a rise out of somebody on the radio and be silly about it, it is a snotty thing to say to a person. And anybody that would say that is not really considerate of your feelings because you do have opinions that matter. You don't have to have kids to know what's good for kids or good for a relationship.
But to cry,
Yeah, crying is a little bit excessive, but I mean,
Yeah, but honestly, is
Don't
something
say
like
that to
this.
somebody.
This is so this is not even really worthy of it. I mean, sometimes I do look. It makes you be like, I'm sorry I said that. I
Yeah.
shouldn't have, and please share your opinions with me. I take opinions from everybody on everything. I don't
Exactly.
limit them. I don't filter them. I'm just like, okay,
well,
whatever.
how do you know what it's going to be before you even hear it? And
Yeah.
you're already telling somebody they can't have an opinion
Yeah.
because they don't have kids, they're not married. Maybe they're smarter than some of us.
is it possible, kind of like what Lexi said, they're both annoying?
Yeah, you both kind of are right now. Don't make things like this a big deal in life.
No,
That's
life's
just
too
it.
short, man.
Yeah, just you got to learn how to compartmentalize and
Crying, it's a little much,
yeah,
baby.
don't give this a lot of time and attention. You're wasting time and energy on this.
Compartmentalizing is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You really do have to take something sometimes, wrap it up,
Yeah.
stick it in the back closet, and forget about it.
Not the back door. 'Cause that thing's, well, it's partially closed.
Closed. Yeah.
It's
Partially.
not dead bolted, but there's not a crack in the door.
Somebody texted in a suggestion for your Cedar Point trip. Firelands Winery in Sandusky, Ohio is awesome. So there you go. Yeah, I'd recommend that. There's a lot in all these towns now. Any town I'm going to, I will do a little bit of research on what they have. I'm a drinker. And so I'll find out what they got going on brewery-wise, winery-wise. Even now, like some craft cocktails, that'll do some stuff like that. That's usually kind of fun. They're usually set in very nice areas. Like they do, it's kind of an art type craft, just whole presentation with it. It's usually cozy, good food. They got maybe some dogs running around. I like that atmosphere.
And if you're a wannabe foodie, I think you said you're a wannabe foodie,
Yeah.
you can absolutely research the best restaurants in the area and go try a few of them
Yep.
out.
Yeah, I would just get online and start trying to find stuff, and you'll get to the point where you can find some places. Every town in like Chicago's got some great breweries that you might want to try out too, and so Goose Island and things like
My
that.
sister just came back from Chicago. I think she went to a restaurant, Alinea.
Sister.
Oh, she said it was fantastic.
They have amazing food. Yeah, Chicago, you could just be there for a year and probably not double up on great restaurants and places to go. So
I want to go on a vacation where it's just about eating food. You're there to get fat. You're coming back feeling like the ride going is amazing. The crash down mentally coming back is going to be awful. But baby, we ain't going to think about that yet.
That's Mardi Gras. I mean, that's Mardi Gras. That's
But no, you're going there for Mardi Gras. I want to go on a specific food vacation. We are just traveling the country to find food destinations. Are you in?
I guess.
Fucking fat Kevin would love to have you, baby.
yeah,
That's a no.
I go. I don't go just to eat.
He'd go to get salads.
Some bullshit, fucking protein bar, ice cube sandwich.
Yeah, you know me. So delicious. Well, if you're getting hungry, check out Bud's Chicken and Seafood. They'll scratch your itch.
Yeah, let's go to lunch today, Virginia. It's on the bird.
I could totally do a Bud's chicken sandwich.
I'll buy it. And fries. Are you looking at your schedule? I can't do it because I'm an adult
Yeah.
and I have plans.
I can't do it today. I can do it tomorrow.
Well, if you want to go out and get some great food, check out one of their 7 locations in Palm Beach County. Check out that bird sauce and all the good
Oh,
fixings.
the bird sauce.
Yep.
Put it on anything.
All right. What do you know? Virginia's got one more day, and then she gets a weekend.
Yeah, you okay? Are you doing all right?
Yeah.
I thank you for asking because I
Yeah.
am dog ass
She's tired. Yeah.
She-
Virginia's only got one more show in her, then she needs a break. So yeah, so we'll give her that break after tomorrow. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.